If you saw my top SBT90.2 throwers video, you saw how insane the GT94X was compared to any of the other lights in that review. Click the link above to see that full video. But now, I have a light that beats the GT94X in every way. Meet the Wuben A1, the most powerful light I've ever reviewed. This is truly a handheld searchlight. Welcome back to Shul Lights. If you are looking for the most badass light on the market, in my opinion, there's only one choice, the Wuben A1. Before I tested the Wuben A1, I would have given that honor to the Lumen Top GT94X. But now that I've compared both side by side, I can say without a doubt that the Wuben A1 is a better light in every way. I'm assuming you came here looking for the baddest searchlight you can hold in your hand. And I'm going to make the claim that it is definitely the Wuben A1. Throughout the video, I'll compare it to the competition, the GT94X, and explain why it's certainly worth the price premium. The A1 is the more expensive light of the two, but I have a massive $200 off discount that brings them more in line with each other. And here's a telling fact. During working on this review, the choice of which was the better light became so clear that immediately I sold my GT94X. If you want the discount I just mentioned, check the video description for an affiliate link and coupon code. The Wuben A1 is truly a complete kit, with everything you need, including an excellent carry case with airtight seal and release valve, Pelkin quality double latches, and inside the case reveals dense, high-quality, custom-cut closed-cell foam. The kit comes with an excellent 60-page manual in multiple languages, a shoulder strap, the fully assembled light with 8 high-discharge 21700 cells included in a battery pack totaling a whopping 33,600 mAh, a wall charger that delivers enough power to charge to full in under 5 hours. The charger comes with a DC barrel connector and wall socket prongs for every country. While less fancy than a USB-C connector, I find that this is a good move in that I've never broken a DC barrel connector in my life, while I have broken dozens of USB micro and C connectors through rough use. This leads me to the conclusion that this light was designed from the ground up with durability in mind. This is truly a duty use light. If you like this content and would like to see more of it, please subscribe and hit that like button. It has a huge effect on my channel. The Wuben A1 is a large light, and you can see it here against the Ace Beam X75. And here against the Ace Beam K75. The machining of the Wuben A1 is excellent, and when you hold it in your hands, it feels like a precision-made piece of equipment. This is in stark contrast to the GT94X, which has no broken edges on the machining of its heatsink fins and felt heavy and clunky comparatively. In fact, the Wuben A1 with its long battery pack was lighter than the GT94X with its short tube and half the batteries. Another important difference between the two lights is the handle. The handle on the GT94X felt like an afterthought, roughly machined and always just a bit loose no matter how hard I seemed to crank down on the 2 Allen bolts that secured it to the body. The Wuben A1's handle, on the other hand, felt rock solid, comfortable, and included a second pair of controls right on the handle itself for a true one-handed use. The Wuben A1 simply exudes quality all over, from its large backlit buttons, which pulse blue and red to indicate state of charge, to its gold-plated contacts and stiff double springs. The included battery pack is excellent, serving as an emergency power bank as well. It includes 8 high-drain 21700 cells of 4,200 mAh each in a 4S 2P configuration. I noted that mechanical lockout works by twisting the tube about 1/8 of a turn, and that when run all the way down to empty, the battery pack terminated at 12 volts, which is exactly 3 volts per cell, an ideal state for preserving the health of lithium-ion cells. The battery pack, while not user-serviceable in any sense of the word, did have normal Phillips screws and had no Loctite or cyanoacrylate preventing disassembly. This means that it would be possible for an experienced individual to replace the batteries if they should go bad in the distant future. I know that enthusiasts often see a battery pack as a negative and prefer user-supplied cells. However, in my testing of the two lights, I found the battery pack on the A1 to be a joy to use, and the caddies and batteries on the GT94X were just a hassle. The GT94X requires button-top 21700s, which would not fit into my two SkyRC MC3000s. So I had to buy two XTAR VC4 Pluses just to charge this light. And although it seems like it wouldn't be too much trouble, I found removing 8 cells from the caddies, charging them slowly at about 1 amp each because the VC4 Plus is a maximum at 1 amp when 4 cells are inserted, and then reinstallation, a chore, and inelegant and slow compared to the easy and fast charging of the Wuben A1. It's my opinion that when you have this many batteries in a single light, it becomes a really nice thing to have them in a single pack and not have to deal with all the battery shuffling. I also believe this light was made to be a tool, something that might be stowed on an airplane or Coast Guard ship. So simplifying charging and including everything you need in the case makes a ton of sense. I know having user replaceable batteries sounds good on paper, but in practice with the GT94X, I found it cumbersome and a less than satisfactory experience. One interesting thing to note about the GT94X was that when I charged its batteries to full on my separate charger and later read them on my digital multimeter as 4.18 volts, when I inserted them into the light and used NARSIL to conduct a voltage check, it misreported the voltage as 4.3 volts instead. Using the Wuben A1 as a power bank is as simple as unscrewing the very secure end cap, which is in contact with a large rubber water seal. A really nice design that prevents the need for a flimsy or breakable flappy doodle like found on other flashlights. The end cap is captive, another great design touch. Once removed, it reveals the power bank switch and battery indicator. Each battery light indicates approximately a 15% charge difference, with 6 out of 6 lights being 85% or higher charge. 4 out of 6 indicates a storage level charge of around 60%, and a single flashing light indicates under 5% state of charge. The UI is a kind of user interface I like for a light like the Wuben A1. It's straightforward and easy to figure out without even the need to read the instruction manual. It operates with a dedicated on-off button and a separate mode button labeled with a Wuben W. You can cycle through the 5 power level modes by tapping the W button, and a long press on the W button will activate turbo mode. All modes are memorized except for turbo. A long hold on the on-off button reveals a hidden blinkies group with strobe and SOS. The strobe flashes at 4,000 lumens, and the SOS thoughtfully operates at 1,000 lumens to allow the light to operate in SOS mode for over a day. When I conducted my runtime testing for the Wuben A1 and LumenTop GT94, I found the Wuben A1 performed exactly as stated by Wuben, while the GT94X's thermal management was nothing short of a nightmare. The GT94X is claimed to be 24,000 lumens, but I tested it on my Lumen tube at just under 20,000 lumens. The Wuben A1, on the other hand, is claimed to be 20,000 lumens as well, and I tested it as just over that figure. Additionally, Wuben claims that on turbo, the Wuben A1 will output 20,000 lumens for 2 minutes and about 6,000 lumens for 2 hours. And I found that accurate, without any need for external cooling. Wuben also states that the A1 will output 4,000 lumens continuously for 5 hours, a claim that I was also able to verify through testing. The GT94X, on the other hand, did not perform so well. I ran the GT94X with a special long tube and 8 21700 batteries. The light got so hot that I had to run active cooling over the heat sinks during all tests, something that I did not have to do with the Wuben A1. At factory default thermal protection settings, the GT94 would immediately plummet to less than 400 lumens in under 3.5 minutes. The light would then stay at 330 lumens until the user intervened by double-clicking the button. Then it would jump back up to about 20,000 lumens and then fall back down to 330 lumens in under 3.5 minutes again. The only way for me to get any usable output was to completely disable thermal protection, something I strongly recommend against as the light reached temperatures of over 80 degrees C at the exterior, and that's while it was being actively cooled with forced air. Folks, that's 20 degrees below boiling. And on the outside of the light, I can only imagine what was going on the inside of the light. Surely this configuration would be a recipe for killing the light if used this way long term. During the testing of the GT94X in this dangerous configuration, I found that the light would output 15,000 lumens for about 19 minutes before it was completely empty. And remember, that's with the long tube and 8 batteries. So I was left feeling like the GT94X simply could not deliver a safe amount of lumens for a reasonable amount of time. I was left feeling like the GT94X was more of a party trick, while the Wuben A1 performed exactly as I had hoped and felt more like a real tool. Let's do some beam shots. Here's my filming location during the day, and you can see that there's a little wind turbine right here, and it is 250 meters away, so 1/4 of a kilometer. Here is the Wuben A1 on turbo on that same wind turbine 1/4 of a kilometer away. Then on the hill above it is a water tower, and that water tower right there is 1 kilometer away. I resisted buying a quad SBT90.2 light for years, feeling like they would offer little improvement over my existing Astrolux MF05 Matemico MT90+. When I finally took the plunge and bought a GT94X, I was flabbergasted at how much more impressive it was over a single SBT90 thrower. The fact that the large optic was shaved into 4 smaller optics just didn't seem to harm the throw, and having 3 additional emitters pumped the lumens up so much that there was simply no contest. And Wuben A1 is head and shoulders a better light than the GT94X, a light that was designed to deliver on its promised specs. If you're in the market for a mega thrower or handheld searchlight, look no further than the Wuben A1. And make sure you take advantage of the huge 20% off coupon code I have in the description below. I've noticed that Lumen has recently dropped their GT94X price, but when you consider that the Wuben A1 comes with 8 high discharge batteries, the long tube is standard, comes with a charger, a superb Pelican quality hard case with custom cut foam inserts, the Wuben A1 is likely a better deal. You're just paying up front. But as my testing revealed, the GT94X is very impressive, but just can't sustain. The Wuben A1 is a strong recommend for anyone who wants a light so insane that it feels like it should be military use only. Thanks for watching, liking, and subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video.